You do not need to wake up at 4 a.m. to build wealth. You do not need an ice bath. You do not need to punish yourself into being rich. Most people believe building wealth requires extreme discipline, some painful overhaul of your entire life. Then banks closed in my country for weeks. ATMs went dry, cards stopped working, and I had 35 employees and a 1-month-old baby depending on me. What got us through was not some extreme morning routine. It was a handful of small habits I had been running quietly in the background for years. Today, I'm sharing 12 of those habits. Each one comes with a family action step, so you can build these with your kids, not just for yourself. I'm Morgan. I'm a money coach. I'm a successful business owner of multiple businesses and a parent. These habits have been tested through 2 revolutions, multiple businesses, and raising a teenager who now manages her own money better than most adults I know. Habit 1. Build a war chest. Most people do not have enough savings to cover one unexpected expense of $1,000. One car repair and the whole month falls apart. In the Money Map method, I have a full framework covering budgeting, saving, investing, retirement, and taxes. Inside the savings pillar, one of the first things I teach is what I call the war chest. That's your emergency fund. How much? Well, 6 months of your essential expenses at a minimum. Better yet, 9 or 12 months. Not your total spending, your essentials. That's rent or mortgage, food, utilities, transport, insurances. The stuff that keeps your household running and the lights on. That number is usually smaller than what most people think. And you build it over time, step by step. Start with 1 month, then 3, then 6, and keep it accessible. A high-yield saving account is the most common place, what I consider best. Your money earns a little interest, but you can pull it out within a day. And from experience, I lived through 2 revolutions where banks closed for weeks. It is worth keeping enough physical cash at home to cover your family for up to 4 weeks. Not all of it, just a portion. Family action step here. Calculate your essential money expenses this weekend. Multiply by 6, and that's your first war chest target. That protects your family when things go wrong. But the next one changes how your family thinks about money every day. Habit 2. Family money system. Most financial content teaches money as a solo sport. Your budget, your savings, your goals. But if you have a family, money is a team game. If only one person knows the playbook, the system breaks the moment that person is not in the room. My teenage daughter Noor was spending her pocket money the moment it hit her hand. Friday she got it, Saturday was gone. I realized I had built a money system for me, not for us. So instead of lecturing her, I gave her 3 envelopes. Essentials, comforts, and future you. 50, 30, 20%. Simple enough for a 12-year-old, powerful enough for a CEO. A few months later, she said, "Papa, what do I do with the money I'm saving? It's just sitting there." She was not following instructions anymore. She was thinking like an owner. Family action step. Set up a simple shared system. 3 jars, 3 envelopes, 3 columns on a whiteboard. Everyone in the house can see it and everyone participates. If that idea was useful, hit the like. Helps more families find that video. Thanks. Now that you have the structure, the next few habits are the mechanics, the systems that run in the background, so you don't rely on willpower. Habit 3. Automate before you spend. Nearly 100 years ago, George S. Clason wrote a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. He coined a phrase that still holds. Pay yourself first. Spend what is left after saving, not the other way around. The fix is automation. Money moves to savings and investments before you even see it. But what if your income is different every month? If fixed transfer does not work, and cut it. When 1 month you earn 3,000 and the next you earn 8, here's how you handle it. Personally, I set a baseline amount. That moves automatically every month, no matter what. The minimum I can commit to, even in slow months. Then at the end of each month, if income came in above a certain threshold, I do a manual top-up. The baseline builds the habit. The top-up captures the good months. Family action step. Have your team sit at the computer and set up the automation themselves while you give the guidance. Let them press the buttons. That 5 minutes of hands-on experience teaches more than any textbook. Habit 4. Turn your goals into steps. I want to save more money is not a goal, it's a wish. Adding a deadline still makes it a wish, even with a date on it. A real goal has actionable steps. $12,000 by December becomes $1,000 a month or $250 per week. Then you decide where that $250 comes from. Maybe 100 from cutting unused subscriptions. Maybe another 100 from the top-up system. Maybe 50 from selling something you don't need any longer. Now you do not have a goal, you have a system. James Clear wrote something in Atomic Habits, a book I admire, that I always think about. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Family action step. Ask your kids what they want to save for. Help them set a number, realistic, and a date, and 3 concrete steps. Not your goal, theirs, but you help them build it, and you make it into a system. Those 4 habits build your foundation. The next one is where most family quietly leak money without realizing it. Fixing it takes 15 minutes. Habit 5. Audit your 3 buckets. Most people avoid looking at their spending. Not because they do not care, because they are afraid of what the numbers will actually show them. Here's a different way to think about it. Tracking your spending is not a judgment. It's a diagnosis. Every expense falls into one of 3 buckets: essentials, comforts, or future you. These are the guidelines, not fixed rules. If you live in an expensive city, your essentials push past 50%. Despite your best efforts, but so you live with it. Adjust where you can. That usually means reducing comforts first. The point is awareness, not perfection. Once a month, 15 minutes, sort your expenses. No guilt, just sorting. Family action step. Pull up the main credit card statement your family runs most of the expenses on. Include the supplementary cards. Sit down with your teen and sort the last month's charges into the 3 buckets together. That is a real-life example. Habit 6. Shift from consumer to owner. The people I have worked with who build wealth spend more of their time creating than consuming. Creating means building something that moves you forward. A financial plan, a family budget, teaching a family member, one of your households, the money rules. Consumers ask, how much does this cost? Owners ask, how much value can I build from this? I saw this with my teenage daughter Noor. She was just receiving her pocket money and spending it. She was a consumer, in full consumer mode. The moment she started building her own spending plan and decided where each of her dollars go, she became an owner. Family action step. Spend 15 minutes this week building something together. A savings tracker on a whiteboard, a simple investment wish list, a breakdown of your household money rules. But you build it together. That habit shifts your identity. But identity alone will not protect you if the wrong influences keep pulling you backwards. Habit 7. Guard your circle. The people around you shape your money habits more than any book or any course ever will. If every conversation in your circle is about the next thing to buy, your spending follows. It's a proven path. During the revolution in Egypt, I found out in about 48 hours who was my real circle. Some people stepped up, others disappeared. You do not need a crisis to figure that out. And if you cannot access the right circle yet, books, podcasts, channels like this can fill the gap. Your circle does not need to have to be the people in the room. It just has to be people shaping how you think. Family action step. Ask your teen in a simple question about the people they follow online. Does this person teach you to build, or does the person teach you to spend? That one filter changes how they see their entire feed. Habit 8. Teach your kids money before the world does. Money habits start forming as early as age 7. Right now, the number 1 source of money education for most teens is social media. Influencers pushing the idea that wealth is about what you show off, not what you build. Most parents, on the other hand, hold back because their own finances are not perfect. And here's what I want you to hear. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be honest. Tell your kid, hey, I'm learning this too. Let's figure it out together. That one sentence turns money from a lecture into a shared experience. If you want a starting point for that conversation, I put together a free 30-minute money reset. It walks you through the basics as a family. The link is in the description. And if you want more of this every week, just subscribe. Every Saturday, I share one calm, practical money habit you can build with your family. Family action step. Pick one money concept you wish you had learned earlier. Sit down with your team this week and learn it together. Those habits are about mindset and relationship. Last 4 are about maintenance. Small systems that keep everything clean without eating your time. Habit 9, the 1-hour money date. Once a week, spend 1 hour learning something new about money. An article on index funds, a video on tax strategies, the business section of the news. 1 hour a week. 1 hour, that is 52 hours of financial education you did not have before. Here's the family action step. Make it shared. Each week, you and your team each find one money-related thing to read or to watch together. Share what you learn over the dinner table. 10 minutes. Habit 10. Track every subscription. I keep a simple sheet. By now it's an AI-controlled sheet, but it tracks every subscription, every software, every membership. The name, the amount, and the renewal date. Personal and business. Every 90 days, I go through it line by line. I have not used it in the last 30 days. I cancel it strictly. Since I started that sheet, I caught numerous subscriptions I had completely forgotten about. One more trick. Whenever I sign up for a free trial that requires my credit card, I immediately go to the subscription page and I cancel it. The trial still works and I still get the full trial period most of the time, but I will never be charged if I forgot about it. Family action step. Create the sheet together. Have your team and their own subscriptions in there too. Make the review a quarterly family habit. And wait for my post on AI support on that matter. Habit 11. Batch your financial admin. As you know, I run multiple companies. Each one generates financial statements, profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow forecast, and dozens of other statements. I used to review these on different days. By Friday, I had lost the plot and the context from Monday. Now they all land on the same day. One focused session. I compare across companies, spot patterns, and then I'm done. It saves hours and most importantly, it saves my mental energy. Same principle works for your household. Here's the family action step. Pick a day when your family is most relaxed. A Sunday morning, a Saturday after lunch. Block 30 minutes only and review your family spending, checking, saving account, what is the process, go through any bills together. When everyone is calm, the conversation stays calm. Same day, every month. All those habits sound small on their own. The last one explains why they work. Habit 12, the 1% rule. You do not need to overhaul your finances overnight. You just need to be 1% better this month than last month. 1% more saved. 1% more aware. 1% more open in your family conversations about money. There's a Japanese concept called Kaizen, continuous improvement. Small, steady progress compounded over time. My daughter Noor actually gave a TEDx talk about exactly this idea. The power of getting better by tiny increments. She brought it back to my mind. That is how compounding interest works in math and is how compounding habits work in life. 12 months of 1% improvement does not sound like much, but at the end of the year, your habits are different. Your conversations are different and your confidence is different. And most of all, your kids watch you do it, which means they will keep doing it long after they left your house, which means they will keep doing it long after they leave your house. 12 habits. None of them require you to wake up at 4 a.m. None of them require perfect finances. None of them require you to do it all alone. I tested these through 2 revolutions, a newborn, 35 employees, and raising a teenager who now asked me where to invest her savings. They work. Not because they are extreme, because they are small enough to actually do it. Money stress, you see, is rarely about how much you earn. It is almost always about how many decisions are left open. These habits close these decisions, one at a time, as a family. If this was useful, save it for later. Share it with a parent who could use a karma system. And I will see you next Saturday. Same place. And remember, one habit at a time.